Hello folks, welcome back to another video. I'm going to try and make this a reasonably short one. There isn't too much to really go into sort of detail about it, but just before Christmas, a company called ASMAX got in touch and asked if I'd like to review their portable smart pump, the T10, which you can get on Amazon there. I said yes. I already have a Xiaomi one that I've owned for about 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. It's been great. This video isn't really a, should you buy one or the other, but let's see how it is. Let's, get it unboxed, see how it does, and yeah, we'll see if it's any good or not. Okay, let's do a quick unboxing of the unit, and we'll get to the more fun stuff. Now, I have to admit, on the pictures on the ASMAX website, I have to say the unit looked absolutely huge, which was a bit of a concern when you compare it to the current Xiaomi. I'm not sure what the actual model number of this is, but I've been carrying this with me for about 4 years now, maybe actually longer. But it looked like it was about this big. So clearly it's actually smaller than I thought. So let's have a quick look at what's inside. So let's do this in the most cack-handed way possible. So we have the actual unit itself, some stuff here, and a user manual, which I will go through a bit later. So the user manual, the actual cord for doing it for screwing onto car and bike, valves, the USB-C to USB-A charging cable, some extra ends, which looks like one for inflating, footballs, and I'm not quite sure what that other one is, but we'll find that out in due course, and a little drawstring carry bag for it. So, okay. Let's have a look at the actual unit itself. So let's do, is that a peel? Yeah, it is. This is what happens when you're a big oaf like me. Right, so the unit, let's have a little bit of a compare to the Xiaomi unit that I have at the moment. I would say they're fairly similar sized, about the same sort of area. Maybe the ASMAX is slightly narrower, but obviously it is also taller. But you can have this piece, separately. So I would say it doesn't take up any more room overall than the Xiaomi, because obviously you don't want to crush that in whatever you're putting it in. So there we have that, and I had it upside down the entire time. What a knobhead. So yeah, that will go into there. I think we actually have a longer reach on it as well compared to the Xiaomi. So that might be handy as well, because there have been a few times where I've used this, where the valve has been much higher up off the ground than I would have liked. So I've had to find ways to sort of prop this up. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to hurt anything, but something to note. Okay, so let's very quickly go through how to use the unit. obviously we can all read instructions, and it's really not that hard. So this part of the unit just basically slides in and turns about half a turn. We have, if I can get my nail under it, we have the USB-C charging port and the USB-A port for using it as a power bank. And then to power it on, we're just going to press and hold for like 3 seconds. So we're currently in PSI. If we press and hold this button on the left, that will switch to bar. And if we press and hold it again, we go to kilopascals, I think that is. And then we press and hold it again, and I've never seen that used as a unit, but anyway. And then we go back to PSI, and then we're in sort of car mode, so we can go to motorcycle, to cycle, to ball, and that says, you know, custom. Not entirely sure when you would actually use that, but anyway. So obviously here on the top line, it will actually tell you what the pressure is of whatever you've screwed it into, and this is what we want the pressure to be. So we simply go up and down, set the pressure, and then press go, which will activate the unit. I'm not going to do it because it will deafen you, but we also have a light on there, which obviously in this light isn't, really doesn't look that bright, but at night it is quite bright. And then we do a long press and we switch it off. So let's get it hooked up to the bike and do a couple of tests to see how fast it is. Okay, so what I'm going to do a highly scientific, well, as scientific as I can make it. I just want to compare the power of the pump, because obviously reviewing this thing is kind of difficult. It's a pump, it either works or it doesn't work. So I'm curious how quickly it can inflate a tire. So what I've done is I've brought the pressure on this down to 25. I don't want to go too low because and I've also got it up on the center stand, so it's not maybe not as scientific as it sort of could be, but I'm just curious how quickly the pump compared to my existing Xiaomi one can pump this up from 25 back to 42. Now for comparison, I'm gonna use my M12 Milwaukee as well, and just see as a rough comparison how good these small portable units are. That may be a question nobody has ever wanted the answer to, but I'm gonna do it anyway. So I'm gonna speed all of this footage up. You don't need to see me in real time doing this, and then at the end I'll give my thoughts and also some sort of times. So yeah, let's crack on with it. So hopefully if I manage to get that bit of sped up footage right, you will have seen that my Milwaukee M12 compressor, it managed to inflate the rear tire on this from 20 up to 42 in about 1 minute 35 seconds. The existing Xiaomi that I have, that took nearly 6 minutes for the same test. And the ASMAX or ASMAX T10, that took about 2.5 minutes. So a pretty significant difference. I will give the Xiaomi a little bit of a free pass to some extent. This is about 4 or 5 years old, as I've already mentioned. I don't remember it ever being a huge amount quicker. But as I said, this video isn't a, should you buy this versus this. I'm very happy with this. I always have been. It's been everywhere with me. Would I buy this again? Absolutely. The reason I'm going to be keeping this with me is, multiple reasons. One is, obviously it actually pumps the tire up much faster. Two, it has a built-in, battery bank, which, as I said, isn't, something I ever plan on using, but it's a nice to have. The cord, on it to actually plug it into, to screw it into the actual valve is, much longer. And the other reason, and probably the main reason that I mentioned as well, is when I've been rummaging around in the little side bag that I have. So I have the Lone Rider soft, panniers. So I've got like a little mini 6-litre bag on the end of it, which has this, or a mini toolkit, a puncture repair kit. And a few times I've been, rummaging around and pulled that out, not all of the way, but not, realised, and it's drained the battery. So that's the only reason. I would absolutely buy this. There's nothing against this. It's really done me well, and it's still works. So yeah, I have no major complaints about it, but I will be keeping this with me from now on. I hope that was of some use. There is a link in the description for where you can buy this on Amazon. I believe there is a voucher that you can apply at the checkout. I think it knocks off either 10% or £10. I'm not sure, but there is a little voucher box, and if you use the code GIFT 2025, I'll put that down in the description as well. I think you get an extra 5% off. I don't think I get anything back for that, so this is just my thoughts. So yeah, stay tuned for the next video, which I don't know when that will be. I don't have anything significant on the horizon for now, but thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.